Welcome to Mig Welding for Beginners. This is part 1, introduction, the unboxing video and series description. To make this series I wanted a good quality, powerful welder, so I got this one. It's a Clark 240 amp gas or no gas dual purpose MIG welder. My good friend Bob Brocklehurst from Pugney's Light Railway, who welded my driving truck together for the traction engine, used his own Clark welder to weld the truck together. And I was very impressed with the performance of the machine. It was quite unlike another brand of welder that I bought a few years ago, which was not good at all. Time to take the welder out of the box, and this is a bit unorthodox because it's extremely heavy. I've had the welder for about 3 weeks, but I haven't featured it for a couple of reasons. When it was delivered, the delivery man and myself carried it into the house, and this hurt my back, so I just left it in the hallway until my back got better, but now it's okay. The other reason is I've been working on a commercial project for a customer, and this has to take priority. This one's going to be a labour of love. I managed to push the box, complete with the welder and everything inside it, into the kitchen. Just for a change, I decided not to use a Viking war axe or a sword to open the package. Instead, I used a very sharp, very small kitchen knife. The top tray seems to contain mainly accessories. This is the important bit, the instruction book. I'm going to read this from cover to cover. You may be thinking, well, he's making a tutorial series, so why does he need to read the book? The answer to that is very simple. I really am not very good at MIG welding, or at least I wasn't when I first tried it a few years ago. Around 1985 I completed a Black 5, a 7¼ inch gauge Highlander Black 5 steam locomotive. And I bought a small welder, not from Machine Mart, I bought it from some other place, for the sole reason of welding together the ashpan for the locomotive. In this clip I'm opening the box to get the welder out of the box in a very strange manner. I don't want to hurt my back again by lifting it. Now with the side of the box removed, I can just wheel the welder out of the box. Back to the story about the Black 5 ashpan. So anyway, I welded up the ashpan using this small welder. And after about a year I had to sell it to buy my house. And I sold it to a member of West Riding Small Locomotive Society, a man called Peter Clayton, who as far as I'm aware still runs it to this day. And his only complaint was, who the hell made this ashpan? The welding looks like pigeon droppings. And that is why I got this one, because it's much more powerful. The only minor problem with it is you can't plug it into the mains. I mean, you can't put a 13 amp plug on the end of it. Look at the size of the mains lead. A quick look at the instruction book told me that this welder needed a 32 amp feed and a special plug and socket. So I phoned my friend Andy the electrician, that's the man who helped me wire the traction engine, and he's going to fit me this special feed in the workshop later this month. I released the catches on the side of the case to have a look inside, and this is what I found. In the place where you fit the roll of welding wire, there was a welding mask. I think it's time to have a look at the manual. Here it is. Not just from a health and safety point of view, it's very important to read any manuals that you get with pieces of equipment. Even the beginning part of the manual gives you lots of health and safety warnings. And the good news for beginners, the manual is very easy to read and easy to understand. Apparently, if you use the no gas option, you have to reverse the polarity. I didn't know that. I haven't fully read the manual, I just flicked through it. Here's the back page with the contact details for Machine Mart or Clark International. And here's the important part on the front. Warning, read these instructions before using the machine. Here are the accessories. This, of course, is the gas pipe. And this is some sort of a hairbrush. But I did find it a bit brutal. But the bleeding stopped eventually. That, by the way, was an attempt at a joke. It is actually a wire brush. With the welder comes a welding mask. It's a very simple affair. It's quite important to fit the clear glass first, followed by the tinted glass, and then clamp both of them into the rectangular recess on the inside of the mask. Very rarely I appear on camera, and here's one of those occasions to demonstrate the mask. Yes, it's a definite improvement, but you have to use one hand to hold it in position. I need 2 hands for doing most of the jobs that I do, especially when welding. This image is self-explanatory. These are different tips for the welder and some hose clips for the gas pipe. The copper tips are replaceable, and I'll probably buy some more of these for spares. I don't quite know what this is. Maybe it's a different head for the no gas welding. I don't know really. I haven't had time to read the manual yet. I know what this is. It's the earth clamp and it's got a nice strong spring on it. I'll test it on my finger. Yes, that's hurting a little bit. Yeah, that's enough of that. This is a piece of chain to hold the gas tank in place. And here on the table you can see a gas tank, but this is the wrong one. For this welder I'm going to get in touch with British Oxygen and get a proper tank of gas. I want to get some stuff called Argo Shield. Here's the torch and it feels really good in your hand. Quite substantial and very well made. Even though I took the time to assemble the welding mask that came with the welder, I didn't need to because I got this one. And I do like this. You just nod your head and it closes, and it's got knobs on the side of it and a knob on the back of it. It's altogether very good. It does have an internal battery because this thing is electronic. But it's also solar powered. And where does it get the sun from? It gets it from the arc of the welding torch. I just love gadgets, and this is a really good one. As soon as you start welding, it automatically goes dark. Here's the manual for the head shield, and I can't stress how important it is to read the instructions and understand thoroughly how the head shield works. Many years ago, a friend of mine was welding the exhaust system on my car, and I was watching him do it. I didn't know what a welding flash was in those days, but I do now, after spending the evening in A&E. Just to recap, read the operating instructions for both of these items, the head shield and the welder itself. One of the plans in this series is to visit my friend in Blackpool and get him to demonstrate the welding process. When I spoke to him on the phone a few weeks ago and told him which kind of welder I had, he said that for the first 5 years of his business he used the smaller Clark welders, 4 of them to be exact. And he found them very good and very reliable, so I think I've made the right choice. I can't really start this series immediately. Owing to the coronavirus lockdown, I can't travel to Blackpool to get some information from my friend, and I can't have a go with this welder until I get the 32 amp feed fitted in the workshop. In the meantime, I think I'll make some more episodes of the How to Build a Model Steam Engine series. And that's it for this episode. Stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you will find the forthcoming series very useful. Please take the time to visit my main Steam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.